You look at the likes of Yui Hasegawa, I'm a big fan of her, and she's attacking more, and I think that brings out the best in her. And you know what, Ian, I think just when the pressures come this season, we've produced.
I think that when you watch the way they're playing, you know, they've still got enough quality to maybe like put a team like Everton away, but you're right, you've got to give Everton credit.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because we're not really used to seeing Chelsea behind.
No.
Now the gap has opened up to them 6 points. It's a lot of pressure on other teams now to chase Manchester City, and it's a lot of pressure on City being that kind of front runner.
We need more personalities and bam, so that girls can see them. Because Trinity Rodman's that person. She's in your face. She's cool.
She's a superstar,
isn't she?
She's a superstar.
You know, she's a great player. That's the kind of energy you want young girls to see. I'd love to see her here. Hi everybody, how you doing? Welcome to Crossways. I'm Ian Wright and I'm with wonderful
Steph Houghton.
How are you, Steph? What's been happening?
I'm good, how are you?
Yeah, really good. What have you been doing?
You know what, yesterday I got a chance to manage at Wembley Stadium.
Yeah.
Never thought I'd ever say them words, but I got to do it, so... Yeah, it was such a fun day.
What was the occasion?
It was through the FA, and it was basically a lot of the corporate sponsors got a chance to go and play at Wembley, and their faces were amazing.
Was there some people there who couldn't play properly at all? Were they just really poor footballers, but they're playing at Wembley?
Yeah, and I'm thinking, oh my God, this pitch is big, and if you've never played football before, but honestly, they did so well. It was such a cool day. So
was it nice?
Yeah. How about you?
Yeah, to be honest, I've just been chilling. It's been quite a tough weekend. Off of the back of the weekend and the Arsenal loss. But then on Monday...
Does it proper affect you when Arsenal
You know what, when they lose, because
it never really happens.
It does, but like it's the stages where it happens in certain places where the pressure's really intense for them. And so you start to worry about it as well. But, you know what I mean, I've got faith in them. But my team on Wembley Rangers, we won.
Oh, I know.
We won this weekend, and so that was really good.
So where does that put you in the league now?
I think we're just off the top four and we're fifth. I think we're fifth or sixth, but like we're on the same points as the fifth. But like it was a tough one because you know we were 2-0 down and it was really intense. But like, you know, it was good. Managing's not for me. I can't.
I think you've been better this season though compared to last season. You came in all doom and gloom last season, and it was stressing you out.
We lost most of the games last season, and then the same players. We kind of brought those players back. So you have to redeem yourself. We know you're better players than that. So you have to come back with a couple of players.
I like that loyalty though.
Yeah, you have to. I think you have to give them a chance because we had to get rid of a few players. But then the players that we think is good, they've played well this season. And you have to give them a chance to go again with better players. So, yeah, so it's looking okay. It's going okay. So management, we are managers.
Yeah?
Yeah, we're managers as well.
The manager's sofa.
Yes. So did you see the Chelsea loss?
I know, big surprise.
Massive surprise.
Yeah.
But is it a surprise, really, Steph, when you look at the way it's been under Sonia, especially like winning the games, odd goals, like Emma Hayes' team, and I'm not comparing, I'm just talking about the actual teams. I'm comparing how ruthless Emma Hayes' team was to Sonia's. And the fact is that Sonia obviously still done brilliantly and won the league, but it's not been in that fashion. It's the way that this Chelsea team can't finish teams off.
Yeah, I think over the last few games especially, I don't think Chelsea have been as convincing as what we probably expect them to be. And there's definitely been a change in the style of how Chelsea are playing in comparison to last season with Sonia. I think she's obviously trying to get them to play through the thirds a lot more. They're not as direct, and like even if you look at the team in terms of like Millie Bright's not starting, so that direct play is not going to be there as much because you're playing a right-back centre-half with Naomi Girma, and you're going to get a different type of player in that instance. But I think for me, I don't want to take anything away from Everton because they defended really well. Of course, Chelsea had chances, but when you need players like Courtney Brosnan to step up, she had an unbelievable game. Ruby. The likes of Ruby Mace, like standout players. But I think for Chelsea, they're lacking that like finishing touch.
You know, and you look at someone like Aggie Beever-Jones, she ain't scored in a few games now.
Yeah, and I feel as though she's scored more though. I think because we speak about her quite a bit and how good she's been.
But like her form's kind of like, I wouldn't want to say her form's dropped off, but when you're not scoring when you're a forward as well, that kind of can feed in. And when you look at Chelsea, you do need to score goals at the moment. Obviously, Sam Kerr's still nowhere near where we know that she can be, so they're struggling that way. Myra Ramirez, so there's a lot of reasons why they may be not as ruthless, but I think that when you watch the way they're playing, you know, they've still got enough quality to maybe like put a team like Everton away. But you're right, you've got to give Everton credit, especially Everton. I went and saw a few weeks ago. It wasn't a few weeks ago. In fact, it would have been the Man United game. They just didn't look like cohesive in that. But they looked very good against Chelsea in respect of their defending.
If Everton got consistency, they'd be a really tough team to play. I think they would be. And I think that's maybe because they're quite young players and he's changed quite a bit. But I think for Chelsea, I think they've still got gears to go. Yeah,
without a doubt. Because I feel like playing Alicia Thompson on the right, it's not a natural position. She wants to come off the left, surely, so she could cut in and get onto her strong foot. So I think it's those kind of things in respects of the teething problems of the second season in respects of what she's doing with that team to get them back to that dominant Chelsea. But there's different players, like you mentioned. You know, you're losing people like Millie Bright. You're playing, like you say, Lucy Bronze at right centre back. You know, Lucy Bronze is normally bombing up there, even though Ellie Carpenter does it. It's not the same dynamic. But I think that once they get them players back, like if Sam does come back and she comes back well, you know, Aggie all of a sudden finds her form, then, you know, Chelsea is still going to be a tough team. It's
interesting, isn't it? Because we're not really used to seeing Chelsea behind.
No, you're not. Yeah,
and the pressure is on when now the gap has opened up to them 6 points. It's a lot of pressure on other teams now to chase Manchester City, and it's a lot of pressure on City being that kind of front runner. But I think there's still a long way to go in the league. But I do think there's a lot more to come from Chelsea, and I think that's something that we never really expected against Everton, especially at home.
Yeah. But the top teams, they've done pretty well, like against Arsenal and Barca and United. They've got Roma tonight. Is it Roma tonight? So we'll see how they go, see if they can, like, you know, just switch that and flip that on his head, because that weren't a result we was expecting.
No, and they've got Brighton away at the weekend after Champions League. So it's going to be another big weekend.
It's going to be a big weekend for them, especially when City, always speak about later. You know, they look imperious at the minute, so Chelsea can't afford to be dropping any more points.
Definitely. So everyone, thank you so much for sending all your questions to me and Ian.
Thanks
and we'll do our best job of trying to answer them now. So this question was sent in from Joanna.Rydens.
Hi, Joanna.
Ian, favourite away stadium to play at?
If it's England, then it's Anfield.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always tell the story about going into the first division at the time and from Palace. And the first thing I was looking for was when we played Liverpool. And when we got there, it was everything I thought it'd be. I watched a lot of Liverpool when I was a kid because my brother supported him, my older brother, and so I was looking to play at Anfield, and they beat us 9-0. Oh. So it was a bit of a wake up call and a bit of a what's it called? A dream achieved.
Yeah,
I achieved my dream by getting to Anfield, and then they went on to give me the worst day in my whole football life. So
still memorable.
Yeah, very memorable. So thanks, Anfield, for that.
Mine was always, in WSL, was always Bournemouth.
Is it?
Yeah, just because of the Arsenal connection. And also I knew that Arsenal fans probably didn't want us to do that well. So it actually gave us more motivation. And it was actually... But now, going into playing in the bigger stadiums, I always used to like playing at Goodison.
Right.
Yeah, I'd love Goodison. And obviously Stephen's family is all Everton fans, so to go there and play at that stadium was pretty cool.
Okay, that's cool. So, who's this? Kate Ambrose, Steph. Thanks for sending it in, Kate. Steph, as a Sunderland fan, what can be done to help bridge the WSL2 gap? What can be? That's a tough one. Obviously, massive investment. You're looking at people like London City Lionesses. You see someone like Birmingham, they're probably investing now, maybe doing a bit. But what do you think, Steph?
I think investment, I think it's quite easy just to say throw more money at the programme and throw more money at clubs. And I think it's how clubs are now starting to use the money. I think I look at Sunderland, and like Sunderland's journey when I was there was that it was always the first thing to get pulled if Sunderland men weren't doing well, and like the funding would just get cut. So I think that stability is really, really key, and like finding different ways to maybe fund. And like you look at London City Lionesses, is that a way that other clubs can kind of approach it? But if the men's team are going to support the women's team, it's about being fully invested and really, really believing in a project. And I think sometimes teams like look and go, okay, we need to get WSL1, and that's all they look for. Yeah. Where it's actually like, how do we get to WSL1 and how do we stay there? And that project is something that as a player you buy into. You look at the long-term plans, but also investment in coaches and the staff around you, because ultimately that programme only lives if you've got the best people.
Exactly.
So, and I'd be absolutely buzzing if Sunderland got into WSL1. Like, I want them to be in the top league. I think they really deserve. They've got the support, the fan base to be able to do it, and it might be a long way to go, but they're heading in the right direction.
Yeah, I think when you look at it, it's not going great for Sunderland at the moment, but like again, that all feeds back into the amount of investment and time, like you mentioned, with the coaches, with the people who are going to be at the club to run the women's side. That all takes money. So, you know, to answer it really quite abruptly, it's, you know, it's money.
Yeah.
Money bridges the gap, and I think we're seeing that with London City Lionesses. So
and not necessarily like Ian just buying players for the sake of buying. Like, how do you like make them better?
Yeah.
You might have good core of players, but it's like the coaching, it's like trying to improve and develop the academy players as well.
Recruitment, there's so much to be done. It's not like something that can be done overnight, even if you've got money. The money has to be invested properly into the whole infrastructure of what they want to do and what they want to achieve in the future. And then what you need, Steph, is people to be in for the long term of it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
exactly it. That's how you bridge the gap.
You can't just go, okay, it's a 2-year thing and then we drop out. It has to be long-term investment to get the best players and the best teams in the WSL one. Yeah.
Okay. Hopefully we've answered that for you.
Right, Ian. This is from Isabel Smith. So thanks, Isabel.
Right.
Thoughts on teams in the Champions League not being in the League Cup?
You know something? That's the one where, well, the first thing you think is that gives the other teams an opportunity to win a cup. And we saw what happened with Arsenal. You know, they won the Conti Cup twice, to the point where you're thinking, okay, it's Conti Cup. As an Arsenal fan, even as a player, you win the Conti Cup, you don't feel like it gives you a lot of credibility. But at the same time, you still win a cup. It gives you that winning feeling. So those teams will have that. And obviously Arsenal have gone on to win the Champions League. But when you look at, so 3 teams, right, are not going to be in until the... So then the 4th team, whoever that will be out of, whether it's Chelsea, Arsenal, Man United or City, that 4th team, if they're still in it, they're probably going to... By default, they're going to be probably the best team in it. I think it's very difficult to try and find a solution to this, because obviously the top teams, they need a break. They need to be playing the Champions League as well. So this one's not the priority. So them coming in at latter stages might help with them being able to play players who don't play regularly in the WSL or in the first team. So you can see that side of it, but then you can also see the side of it from the lower league teams who, as their managers, will be thinking, well, we've done all this well to get this far, and then, you know what I mean, one of the top teams just hammer us. It's like Bristol City, one of the last teams apart from the top teams to get there. And then when you get there, you don't really want to get there because you've still got big teams who can come in later, who are then going to beat a Bristol City who've done brilliantly to get themselves to a final, and then they get beat 6-0.
I'm a bit like confused on this one, and only because I know how much, like, say it's City, and we won at Arsenal as well, the Conti Cup when it first got named the Continental Cup, or whatever it is now, the Subway Cup.
Yeah,
and
the Subway Cup,
like, my first trophy with Arsenal was that trophy, and my first trophy with Man City was that trophy.
My first for Arsenal was the League Cup.
And I don't know whether, like, we've just dismissed it that much because obviously there's so much focus on the Champions League teams
WSL,
that, and now everybody's kind of seen it as a nothing trophy. And I really feel like it's a trophy, and when you're a player, like, you don't get a chance to win and many trophies, to be honest. And I just can't believe that those Champions League teams wouldn't want to be involved.
You still think they would?
Some would and some wouldn't. And I get that the schedule is the schedule, but the size of these squads that people have in Champions League football at this moment in time, probably barring Man United, like we've spoken a lot about Manchester United in terms of their squad depth, but you look at Arsenal, you look at Chelsea, and of course the Champions League schedule is really, really heavy, but surely there's still room to fit that in. I mean, like, I know that we don't play over Christmas, like, and our league starts later.
Yeah.
So there is room and there's scope to be able to do that after a certain length of time. And I don't know, I think if, say, you were one of the teams that were in there and on the Champions League were in the League Cup and you win it, would it feel as good as winning it if them teams were in, as in the Champions League ones? Do you feel as though you'd feel
like something's missing because you haven't beaten the very best?
Yeah, it's like, say if you took out in, say, the League Cup and the men's football, you took out Arsenal, you took out Man City, you took out Chelsea, you took out United, for instance, and then say a Brighton or someone wins the trophy.
It takes something away.
It would take a little bit away. So I don't know. It's a hard one. It's a
tough one, Steph. But the thing is when you look at the players that those top teams have got, I think they should be able to put a team out that can still play in that cup, just to give that cup, whatever it's called, you know what I mean, the Subway Cup, whatever it's called, give them the opportunity to play and get games and play games and you know what I mean, get to maybe try and see if you can impress enough to get into the first team of the WSL instead of just being stockpiled.
I just think it makes the whole football season more competitive if there's more trophies to play for, and it's amazing what the Champions League teams done. I've been there, but also like as a player, you want to play and you want to have a chance of winning. So, sorry, Isabel, that wasn't really a clear answer. Whether I think it was okay. Do you think it was okay? It was balanced.
Fine,
I'm trying to see from a player's point of view, but club as well. Right, Ian. This is from Izzy Rothers X at the end. So I guess that's the case. Was there ever a point in your career you questioned retiring before you did?
Wow, yeah, there was. You know when it was as well is when we just finished 98, just doing the double. And I'd just come off of that season. I was injured for half of that season. Came back just in time, for the parade and everything, played the last game. Then played the FA Cup. We won the FA Cup, didn't get on in that game. And in that moment, when we won, when you're walking around with the cup and everything, I thought that would have been the perfect time. And at that time as well, Steph, I didn't realise that Arsene Wenger already had plans on maybe moving me on because Nicholas came in that season and was magnificent. And so I think he didn't want to just like have me around if he believed that I could go on and do more. But me, what I was thinking was, should I just stop now? Before I heard anything from Arsene Wenger about West Ham, because it was literally on that Wembley pitch. And I was thinking, you know what, this might be a good time. Mm-hmm. And I remember even when I went home and I was saying to him, I think I might, this might be a good time because the television was coming now, it was all happening. And then, I was thinking about it, and Arsene Wenger called me, and it was when I went to the World Cup, obviously I was injured. So I was there with him and Mr. Dean, and that's when they told me about West Ham. And I think at the time, if I had more time, Steph, I probably would have not played because I would have had enough time to say, I'm going to make a decision and stop. But because it happened like it did, and I wanted to prove, and I've still got a bit more in me. And so then I went to West Ham. And to be fair, apart from the first season, we finished fifth. So it went really well. So I really felt like I was still had something to offer. But then it was that season, and I've noticed I'm dragging this out a bit, but it was that season where I ended up, started the season at West Ham. I went to Nottingham Forest on loan. Then I went to Celtic, Henrik Larsson broke his leg. And then I finished the season at Burnley. And in the end, Burnley got promotion. So it kind of went to me, that is it then. Now I'm going to stop now. But I would have stopped if I had more time to think about it. And took my ego out of it. Didn't want to do I'll show you.
Was it more like a mentality thing than a physical thing? I think that,
you know what? It was a more mentality thing. I thought, you know what? I feel like I've had enough. I might come out at the top. But what saved me in the end, and people might not think it's the top, but like for where I was at the time and how I was playing, getting that promotion with Burnley for my old coach, my first coach at Palace, who used to take me to the side, scoring goals, teaching me how to score, teaching me how to make runs. When he calls you, when he knows that I'm not playing at Celtic, I'm just sitting, he says, Ian, just come down. I've got a great bunch of guys. Your experience company, we could get promotion, and we got it. Yeah. So in the end, that was the perfect way to finish. But if I had more time in '98, and let's say it wasn't the World Cup season, and I didn't have to go, I probably would have retired in '98. Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't realise you'd played for Celtic. To be honest,
I know it was that short. Scottish people say the same thing.
That's why you're wearing khaki today.
So this one's from Chloe Kelly. Thanks for coming in again, Chloe. You know you like to come in on the messages. You know you're listening. Thanks for listening. Why was Steph on the sideline with Wembley and not Clutch? Because Clutch is Chloe's team in Baller League, everybody. And I invited Steph down to make her jealous.
Yeah, and she did get jealous, and she called us a lot of names that I probably can't say on here, and I've got messages to prove it. But you know what? I supported Wembley Rangers last season.
Exactly, she just wants you to jump ship.
Yeah, and I'm just not that
Chloe
type
jumped
of
ship on
person.
me.
To be honest, I came all the way down to London. We did our podcast, didn't we? And then we went to the game.
Yes.
And I said, I'll see you after. And she said, oh, no, I can't. I'm going to see Conor Ben. So that is why I support Wembley Rangers. I remember that, Chloe. And also, there's room for you here.
Yeah,
So you need
pop
to
in.
come and see us on the Crossways.
She said she's going to pop in. Right, Steph. This is from Erin, I think that's _Bo16.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, what's impressed you most about Manchester City this season?
I have been very impressed, not only just because I obviously know the girls, I know the quality that they have, and there's a lot of very, very good players. But I think for me, the new manager coming in and just seeing the girls enjoy their football and have that little bit more freedom, it's coming out on the pitch now. And I think that was always something that we probably missed. There was no doubt in that when I was at City that we had a good way of playing. It was very technical, it was very structured, but now I think to go to that next level, we needed that little bit of freedom. And you look at the likes of Yui Hasegawa, I'm a big fan of her. But now she's closer to Bunny, she's attacking more, and I think that brings out the best in her. And you know what, Ian, I think just when the pressures come this season, we've produced.
Yes, they are.
And that's probably the most interesting thing. When we needed to go and win at Everton away, we went and did it. And I'm really proud of them. Obviously, there's still a long way to go.
And you know what? When you look at the players, you got Meadham and you got Shaw, two of the best
like goal scorers.
Fujino, Hemp, Carolyn, Benny. You got Fowler to come back. You got listen. There's no way City shouldn't win the league this year.
Not when
you look at that. But then with that kind of roster, and if they win the league and the way they're going at the moment, it looks like they could do it at a canter. When you look at everybody else, and that team is fit, you know. But then you have to say that City look like they're going to be here to stay.
And you know what, Ian? He's rotated.
Yeah.
And I think like that's part and parcel of like trying to keep not the squad happy because people deserve to play.
Yeah.
But I think that keeps a bit of a healthy environment because there's rewards at the end of it. And of course, like maybe as a defender, you're not probably going to come on, but that's just your role. And like I've played that role for the last 2 years in my career. You've just got to wait and kind of bide your time, but contribute to the team. But them strikers that you spoke about and forward players, I think in terms of comparison to the rest of the top teams in the league, it'd be hard to compete with.
I saw a stat as well. Assegal, I think she's had 14 shots up to this point. Last season, she had 16.
Yeah.
When you got a player like Assegal that far forward, things are going to happen.
She's so clever, and her and Virginia, like even watch them at the weekend against Leicester, like a lot of the play does come down from that right-hand side. Normally you see City, it's very left side dominant with Hemp and crosses in the box, but actually we're finding different ways of doing it, and you've got players like Blinkada Brown that have come in and done really well. So yeah, really happy for the girls. I think you can see there's that little bit of freedom and that little bit of enjoyment, and when you go into the places, there's a buzz about it, and it's been a long time coming.
Do you think that they are now with six points clear? Would you say that they're thinking, like, watching Chelsea slip up, watching Arsenal, it's not really clicking properly? You know, do you think that we can do this? They must be thinking that. Yeah,
deep down, you will be thinking that as a player. Like you know when you're close, and you know how there's still a long way to go, but you know how you play in the form that they have. But I think for me, that Chelsea result kind of reminds you that you can't go and play against Villa this weekend and you can't slip up. It's about getting the 3 points and performing well, and yeah, hopefully top by Christmas, which would be ideal, and then try and kick on in the new year.
Well, I got one for you, another one, just it's got Man City as well, but like I can't see what this says. Is it Shay Lee? Kiss, hug,
XOXO.
Yeah, XOXO. Kiss, hug. She says, do you think that Man City was a good move for Grace Clinton? Can I say something just quick?
Yeah, go.
I think it's a perfect move for her. It's the environment she needs to be in. For somebody who's broke into the England squad, she's done her rounds in respects of, you know, Man United didn't break through, you know, Tottenham on loan, come back to Man United, not kind of going to a team like City who are now doing what they're doing, going for the championship with top players. She needed to be in that environment. Now it's up to her to embrace where she is and push herself in there, because she's got a lot to offer to City. She's got a lot to offer for England. So it was a good move. What you don't want to happen is people start getting into her head about, oh, you're not playing, oh, you're not going to get a chance to play, because An elite mentality should be, this is the environment that I want to be in. When you're dreaming of winning things, you don't win things in a poor environment, in poor teams. So when you're looking to go to the top of whatever you're doing, especially in football, you have to be in the best environment. She's now in the best environment. So it is a good move for her, but we're going to find out exactly what she's about and the way she reacts to it.
You know what? When Grace had signed and I went into the club and the girls were playing Everton, I think, in the Subway Cup or whatever it's called, yeah. And literally, she was like as if she'd been there like a long time, walking in that place, in that environment. Grace, she'd settled in straight away. And I love the fact that she can be herself, and being a Scouser and being from the North, I think it's great that you can be able to do that. And look, I was there for a lot of years, and the environment is, in terms of the people that are there, they can keep you grounded and they can push you and they can make you work harder. And I think that's what Grace needs, to be able to, first of all, cement your place to the Man City side and realise that there's a lot of good midfielders in there. You've got like the likes of Cindy Lomans that's not playing at all, because you've got the likes of Yui, you've got Virgino in them 10 positions, Medema. And like, even for me, I think she needs to realise that sometimes, like, to be able to get into that team, it's about hard work, it's about getting your head down, but also bigger picture, getting yourself in the England side, because the space is there. She could be
what's good
that
about
number
it as
8
well?
for a long, long time.
And you know what I think as well, what's good for her, there's no tournament at the end of this season. And I think that what she should be focusing on is doing everything she can for the rest of this season to help City to finish this off. So then she can get into next season where she's actually starting and she's playing and she's making waves, because obviously Brazil World Cup, and she's going to want to be in that. She's going to need to be in that squad, especially with Serena picking players that she wants to be playing.
Her game can just develop so much. Like, when I look at her now physically, I like it because she can get up and down. But I think to be able to do that, say if you're going to a tournament in Brazil and World Cup, to do that for 7 games over a number of weeks. It's a lot. Like, I look at Jill Scott, and she's a prime example. She could do it all day long, but that took a lot of hard work, and her fitness levels were at the very, very best. Like, get better physically, but also from a tactical point of view, the clubs that she's been at, and I'm not meaning disrespectful, but you can learn even more. You can learn off the best players in the world. And I'm excited. I thought it was a great signing. Obviously, I didn't really want Jess to go, but I think for Grace herself, I think it's and for the club,
place.
it's a great place to be.
Hopefully she can recognise the opportunity.
This is from Raisin Sherry.
Hey, Raisin Sherry.
Ian, if you could sign any player to come to the WSL, who would it be?
You know what? I know at some stage I do believe that we might see Bonmati and Putellas, but you know I'd get Trinity Rodman. Bring that star power, that energy into the WSL. And, you know, listening to an interview, or I think I saw she maybe done an interview talking about, of course she wants to test herself in other leagues. Yeah. That's the only league that she can come to, surely, is the WSL. So I think with her star quality and the way she can play, you know what I mean, I could see her here. Obviously, it'd be a massive blow for the NWSL for them to lose a player.
It'd be huge for us,
of that caliber. But it'd be massive for us. I think that she's the kind of player that brings the star quality. She can bring star quality to the league, and that's what the league needs. We need more like personalities and bam, so that girls can see them. Because Trinity Rodman's that person. She's in your face. She's cool.
She's a superstar,
isn't she? She's a superstar. You know, she's a great player. And that's the kind of energy you want young girls to see, and you want them to be able to see it on a weekly basis. So I'd love to see her here. Yeah, love to see her in the WSL.
You mentioned it already, but I would probably go Bonmati.
Yeah,
just because I think it'll just kind of cement the fact that she's like that Ballon d'Or winner. Yeah. She
come here like do what look at Mariona. She must be talking. She must be saying to her, listen, it's a really good league. You can come over. It's tough.
Just the competitiveness of it, but also just to come and just show your skills. And
it'll be more competitive than the Spanish league. And I'm not saying it disrespectfully, but it will be. It will be more competitive. She'll get, you know what I mean? And what's happening is, and when you look at like Tottenham and Villa, you know, Brighton, you know, London City Lionesses, those teams are trying to attract Champions League quality players. Yeah. So the league, give the league another 18 months. You look how strong this league's going to be.
Yeah, and then
players like Bonmati, Putellas, and even Rodman, they'll start looking at this league because they'll want to win the Champions League. You saw what it looked like last year when Arsenal beating Barcelona. It was a massive occasion.
Yeah, it was huge.
You know, it was a massive occasion, and I know that they've had big occasions, those players, But that's for your club, man. And I think it would be brilliant for them to come. I'd love to see them here.
You know who I would have loved to have been here? Alexandra Popp.
Oh, brilliant German.
Yeah, just because honestly, like, she was so hard to play against. Like, she's just ruthless, really clinical, so strong. Yeah. And I just think it would have just brought a bit of a different way of playing in the WSL.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see that dynamic of that centre forward. But when she got injured in the Euro final, I was like, it's made for us. Because like with her playing, and she was playing so well in the tournament, I was thinking, God, how are we going to deal with her? And then that happens.
Yeah.
Wow.
Crazy.
Like, yeah, she's another one.
This is from It's Maybe Page. Who do you think is the most underrated player at the moment?
You know, I'm going to go with somebody I watched a lot, especially when she's at United, is Kirsty Hansen at Villa. When you watch Kirsty Hansen, you don't really, she doesn't really, it's not like you ever like, oh, is Kirsty Hansen playing? I didn't even know she was playing. When I used to watch her at United, always done something. Strong runner, you know, good shot on her, you know, endeavour, up and down, real good player. What, 27 now, I think she's? And every time I see her, she brings something. She brings energy, she brings strength, she brings pace. And I think that I never hear anyone speaking about her. No. And I remember watching her, like I say, at United, thinking, wow, she's up and down there. She's really strong. And so I've seen her, again, watching her at Villa, and she's still doing it. You know, she's still getting her 8 out of 10, that kind of energy, you know what I mean, where she's constantly giving. So I'm going to probably say her. I'm going to say Kirst.
I'm going to go with Leah Galton.
Yes, she's another one that doesn't get a lot of... And again, with all that England, because she doesn't play for England, you know what I mean, she just plays, but she's another one. Really...
I think she's really important to Manchester United, and I don't think she's obviously had that much game time this season because she's had a few injuries. I think she's been struggling. But I really do think that United are a better team when she plays because she's so strong, she's so direct, she can kind of come on the inside, she can go on the outside and cross with both feet. And I think even from a physical point of view, like, she's tall, she can help in both boxes, she's got great delivery. So I just think because of the strikers that United have in terms of Rolfo, you've obviously got Mallard. I think she probably doesn't get spoke about, but the times she does play, I think she's really, really important.
Yeah, that's a good shout, that.
Atlantic Rainforest Rio.
That's a brilliant name.
Yeah, cool name. And actually very apt for the question. Are you ready for the World Cup in Brazil? We need you to change Brazil public minds to get into the women's game. It's all on you, Ian.
Wow. You know what? Yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there for a start. But like, you say... we need to get the Brazilian public go. You know, we're talking about a Copa America champions, Olympic silver medalists. They came to England not long ago, gave us a hiding in the cold. You know what I mean? We're talking about a proper team that are hosting the World Cup.
A nation that could actually win this tournament.
Absolutely. You know, obviously, you know, Marta would be, 41 by that time? But when you look at where it is, what Brazil means to world football, especially if it's in your country, no one outside Brazil should be having to rally the troops to get them going, because that team and what I saw and how they kind of took us apart and how good they were, especially in that final third, that's excitement enough for me, for the Brazilians to be involved in what they're doing. Them coming to England and beating us like they did, you know, European champions twice, should be enough for them to say,
And
I'm
it's
going to support
Brazil and
ladies.
it's football,
honestly,
and it's just...
The one thing I would say is that the pitches and the calibre and the standard of the pitches by the time the World Cup comes around might be the only sticking point, because it's going to be really hot and pitches are going to be very well used. So you have to see what the standard's going to be like. But other than that, I can't wait for it, because it's going to be amazing. You know, when I went to Australia and New Zealand, that in itself was amazing. That was Australia. So this is Brazil.
I just think, like, having a World Cup in your home nation and the impact it could have, not just on your team, but in terms of the legacy for females in football, this could be a massive moment for Brazil.
I hope that Marta can make it, because everything seems to be moving so fast, and she's just here, and she's been around so long.
I can't believe she's still playing.
She's still here, and if she does make it, she'll be 41, and I'm sure that she'll try and make it, because what better way for her to finish out her career, because you can't say she's going on for too much longer, 41, if she does make that World Cup.
It's a perfect mic drop moment, isn't it?
Absolute mic drop, bro. In your own country, 41, leading your nation by example like she's done for many, many years, to the World Cup final will be an unbelievable achievement for her, especially when you look at the advancements that women's football has made and what she's had to go through to get to the level she's at. And now she's seeing it all happen, but she's at the latter stages of her career now, the twilight. So,
and even more so for her, like make it really special.
Yes.
Like everybody get behind the team
Honestly,
and everybody come and watch
do
some
it for her.
unbelievable football.
It's like, you know what? I'll tell you what it could be like. The Brazilian team could, if Marta does make it, and remember we are talking about a 41-year-old, is that the team can rally around her like the Argentinian team rallied around Messi to make sure that he got
his moment.
His moment. That's what this is going to need. So Brazil, if you're hearing this, you know what I mean, play this out to your fans because we shouldn't be pulling you in. You should be pulling us in.
Yes, definitely. This is from Alex Andrews, who is the person behind the camera who gave us the quiz the other day.
Yeah.
What's your favourite Christmas song?
You know what? That one I'm hearing a lot at the moment. I think it's because it's in an advert. Driving over Christmas. That one's quite cool because it's got a nice vibe. But for me, it's Simply Having a Wonderful Christmas Time with Paul McCartney.
Oh, see, mine's Mariah Carey, All I Want for Christmas.
No.
Why? If that comes on, everybody's up dancing, I'm telling you.
You know what I like about the Simply Having a Wonderful... Because it makes you go... ding, ding, da, 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 da. You know...
You need to do that one in your car.
Yeah. You know, I might do it for Christmas, but I'll get it with Mariah Carey because she's an amazing singer and it's a great song. It's her greatest song, apparently.
Yeah.
It's her most... what's it called? Lucrative song. But I just feel that Simply Having a Wonderful Christmas Time, it's just that beautiful beat.
And we can play both. That's fine.
Okay, of course we can. So predictions, Steph. Mm-hmm. Right, okay. Shall I tell you who's in first place at the moment? Absolutely killing it. Well, she's not killing it, really, when you look at Steph Houghton. Wow. So first place, Kay, 57 points.
Wow, flying.
Steph's in 5th place. Steph got 5 points. Spurs, correct.
You know that 2-1 scoreline that you say is boring? It came in.
The most popular scoreline in football. So you've got 51.
Oh, wow.
So you got 5 points.
I need to try and catch Kay now,
See,
though.
where am I? I am, oh my God. I'm 41st. I think Alex is lying. I'm 41st with 39 points.
We went so ambitious on the scores last week as well.
I got. Yeah, you know something? I got 3 points. I'm embarrassing myself. So I'm 41st. But well done, Kay, 57 points. And Steph's in 5th. So
time to redeem yourself, though.
Come on. Okay, so Aston Villa, Liverpool Thursday.
Yep.
What are you going with?
I'm gonna go 1-0 Liverpool. I feel as though they need to win.
You think that's the reason?
I feel as though they're going to turn a corner at some point, and maybe this is the game.
I can't go against Kirsty Hansen after giving her the big up. So I'm going to go with Villa to beat them then. You know what? I'll give you a goal, but I'm going to go 2-1 Villa.
Okay.
All right. Everton, Arsenal. Everton will be buoyed, won't they?
Are you nervous for this game?
Yeah. Yeah, of course I am. Especially, I know they rested some players in the game. We played FC Twente.
I still think you're too strong for Everton. But...
We'll be strong, but like what happened against FC Twente is the chances that were kind of missed. You know, people maybe weren't firing, so hopefully they'll be firing for this game. If they have those chances, and they are, then I think they will beat Everton. But like, if they miss those chances, then you'd have to say that Everton was smell blood. And then I'm going to go with 2-1 Arsenal.
I'm going to go
1-1 or something.
No, I'm going to go 2-0 Arsenal.
You're going to go 2-0 Arsenal?
Yeah.
I'm feeling 1-1 just popped into my head. Like I don't know if I should have went 1-1, but if it's 1-1, I'm going to be gutted. Okay, I'm going to go 2-1 Arsenal because they need to win. Leicester, London City Lionesses.
London City Lionesses need to bounce back, don't they?
They do
really?
need to bounce back, yeah.
Leicester were hard to break down, though, at the weekend for City. So, do I see Leicester scoring?
You don't see Leicester scoring?
I don't see Leicester scoring, no.
I do see London City Lionesses scoring.
Yeah. I'm going to go 3-0. No, I'm actually not. I'm going to go 2-0.
I'm going to go 1-0 to London City Lionesses.
Right, okay.
Because I think Leicester, you can see they can be quite dogged.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at London City Lionesses and I'm thinking, yeah, they got enough to... Maybe Freya could pop up with 1.
What about Brighton v Chelsea?
Brighton always do kind of well against Chelsea.
Yeah, last season they did.
Yeah.
Was that the 2-2 game?
I wonder if Chelsea are going to bounce back.
Chelsea got Champions League tonight.
Have they? Of course they have.
Yeah.
Who they got?
Did you say Roma?
Roma, isn't it? Yeah. Roma. You know what I'm going to go with? Can't see Chelsea losing 2 weeks on the spin. 1-1.
Ooh, interesting.
I don't normally go for draws, but I'm in 41st place, for Christ's sake.
I think Chelsea will win. I think 3-1 Chelsea.
Wow, emphatic.
Yeah, hopefully.
City Villa.
Villa was always a bit of a bogey team for us.
Remember, Aston Villa, Liverpool, what we done, that's on Thursday.
I'm going to go 3-0 City.
Wow,
I'm
confident.
going to back my team.
You're not giving Villa a goal?
No.
I wanted to do 3 as well, but I want to do 3.
You can do 3.
I'm not doing 3-0 though. I'm going to do 3-1.
All right, okay. And Kirsty Hansen to score.
Yeah.
Okay.
United versus Spurs.
That's a good game.
It's a really good game. I could see goals.
Oh, should we maybe give a shout out to Jess Naz and
yes, and an unfortunate
hopefully
injury
get better
to
soon,
is it ACL, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you saw it as soon as she went down. You know what I mean? It's a horrible one to see.
Speedy recovery.
Yeah, good luck with that, Jess. Really sorry to see that. United versus Spurs. I'm going to go 2-2 here.
Ooh, I was going to go do that.
You fibber, man. See, I was trying to look at your mouth, Steph.
No, I'm going to go...
No, was you first or was I first?
No, you can go. You said 2-2, yeah?
Yeah.
And United have got Champions League. I'm trying to factor that in.
See, that's what I don't do.
1-1.
So you've really just taken my result and then just
gone one goal down.
Just shave some stuff off of it, and then I'm going to probably lose.
Last one is West Ham v Liverpool. That's a big game in relegation places.
I think West Ham beat them.
Do you?
But you know, you could feel in most of the games you watch Gareth Taylor's Liverpool, you could see something's trying to happen. It's trying to happen for him in respect to the way he wants to try and play, the way they're playing out and what they're trying to do. But it's just not quite getting it. But I think that West Ham away, they might get it.
I think if Liverpool don't get these 3 points, it's going to be hard to come back.
I'm going to go Liverpool 2-0.
I'm going to go 2-1.
Right. So that's it, man. That's it. We're done.
Our last proper record before Christmas.
Yeah. So you done your shopping and everything?
Yes.
You on form?
We're off for our little Crossways dinner now, aren't we?
Yeah, we're gonna go have a little Crossways dinner. Then I'm gonna be sitting there probably some of the times, staring into nothing. It's because I haven't done any shopping.
In panic.
Yeah. So now I'm just
maybe
thinking,
we should do your shopping rather than go for dinner.
That's what maybe we should have done. So I'm thinking about who I've got to sort out. Got to do that person. Yeah. Make sure. So that's what I'm gonna be doing. So I'm looking forward to it because I love Christmas so much.
Yeah, me too. Best time of the year, but
nice one.
Thank you for all your questions, everyone.
Yes. And thanks up to this point. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for the questions. We'll see you again next week.
Remote recording.
Nice one.
Bye,
Take it easy, everybody.